My dear students, good morning. Today, I'm going to talk about an activity that we will conduct in the first day of the next month, that is 1st of August 2020. The name of the competition is English Declamation Speech Competition. I hope you must be enjoying the online competitions that we all are conducting at different platforms, especially at Google Meet. Talking about my competition, English declamation speech, definition I have mentioned here. A declamation speech is the term used to describe the re-giving of an important or famous speech. It could be a political, graduation, or commencement speech, a eulogy, or a sermon. The speaker reinterprets the original, reproducing its power of afresh. See, what you need to do in declamation speech, in English declamation speech, you need to listen to any of the famous speech or important speech, and you need to act as if the original speaker is you, and you are speaking that speech. You are giving the speech. For example, I will give you one example of famous speech given by the famous person Julian Treasure, who is a famous person when it comes to public speaking. Right. Now, talking about the parameters, whenever you select a speech that you need to give a declamation speech, right? Declamation speech. These are the four pillars of declamation speech. First is style of language, the language that you choose, that style of the language. The second is its structure. The third is its theme, and the last is impact. So whenever you will choose, or when you will choose the topic of declamation, remember to test the speech on these four pillars. Giving the details, the first is style of language, elevated, inspirational, elegant, poetic, masterful. The speech should be an example of beautiful language and constitution. Remember, construction. So, understood the style of language. The second is its structure. Look for unity of purpose. Why the speech was made. Okay. Next is the piece needs to be structurally coherent, have a beginning, development, and close. It is not a loose ramble, right? It should not be a loose ramble or collection of impressions without form. So whenever you will choose a speech, remember it should have a good structure, right? The next is theme. The message or theme running through it should be worthy of its oratorial treatment. What is the theme of that famous speech, right? You need to understand the theme of that speech as well. And the last is impact. What was the impact of the original speech on the audience? You need to also understand the importance of the speech. You need, before selecting any speech, please understand what was the original impact of the important speech on the audience, right? This was all about the declamation speech and these four pillars. Now, talking about how we are going to assess, how your declamation speech will be assessed on these rubrics. See, the first is your presentation, very important. How you present your speech is very important, right? First, you will set the speech, you will select the speech on these four parameters. After that, you will start your presentation, you will start giving the speech. First, you will focus on presentation. The next is your fluency. My dear, it is an English declamation speech, so remember your fluency will matter a lot. So you need to pay attention to that. Next is your confidence. The power that you will throw while speaking is very important. So that will come under this confidence. And the fourth is your body language, because you know psychologist says what you speak matters a lot, but your body language also matters a lot. Suppose if I'm saying something with full confidence, but my body language doesn't say any kind of confidence, then my voice will not match with my words. So in order to match with your actions and your words, you need to remember your body language play a very important part, right? Now, talking about some famous examples, let me give you one or two examples that you can select that I have assembled here for your pleasure. And the first is Black Power, given by Stockley Carmichael. The second is what does American democracy mean to me? What does American democracy mean to me? That was famous speech given by Mary McLeod. The next is Equal Rights for Women, given by Shirley Chisholm, right? The next is Love of God, Love of Man, Love of Country, that was given by Frederick Douglass. One more example, that is very famous example, explanation of the object of the Universal Negro Improvement Association given by Marcus Garvey. So that's all from the example part. I've discussed about declamation speech, the four pillars. Then when we are going to conduct the 1st of August 2020, and further information, I will be giving you further information in the form of messages at the different groups, right? And these four rubrics and some of the examples. Now I will give you a short example, only example of just one minute or less than that, how you need to start your presentation, how you need to start the declamation speech. Simple, my name is Asutosh, a student of class 10th, and giving you the speech. Simple, I'm going to start. Respected principal ma'am, reverend teachers, and my dear friends. This is Asutosh, a student of class 10th, studying in New Heights School, Hardoi. Today, I'm here to give a declamation speech of the famous person, Julian Fraser. The title, who was the original speaker, the title is How to Speak So That People Want to Listen To. That was originally on TED Talks, right? So this is my presentation. The human voice is the instrument we all play. It's probably the most powerful sound in the world that can start a war or can spread happiness and love when you say to somebody that you love him or her. It is the most important gift of God, gift given by God to us. Yet, we experience that when we speak, people don't listen to them. There are some people, when they speak, people don't listen to them. And why is that? How to speak powerfully to make change in the world? What I would like to suggest, there are a number of habits that we need to move away from. So I have assembled here for your pleasure some deadly sins of speaking that we all commit. First is gossip. Speaking ill of somebody who is not present, not a nice habit, because we know perfectly well the person gossiping 5 minutes later will be gossiping about us, right? Second is judging. We should not judge a person who is standing in front of us, right? Third is negativity. We need to avoid this because negativity is the national misery and the national art of the UK. Then complaining. Complaining will demean your language, actually, right? And the next is, these are the four deadly sins of speaking. There are a lot many, but I have discussed only four. And how to be a good speaker, you need to remember on four cornerstones and the four foundations that has a word HAIL, H for honesty, A for authenticity, I for integrity, and L for love. This concludes my speech. Thank you.